Right. Hi, guys.
Hey, Abu Baker! It's Abu Baker. You have an E in there. It's Baker. How's it going? Long time no see. Actually, not really. But sometime no see. And you're back with an even older video. Hooray! I really don't care how old it is. You're hilarious either way.
So, in this video, I'm going to talk about a couple of reasons why I believe atheists should believe in God.
Okay. Bit of deja vu with that, but cool. So I'm gonna guess, based on our previous discussion, that your first argument will be that years that are multiples of 5 are especially peaceful. Because, I don't know, there are 5 pillars of Islam, and the fact that the number 5 shows up in 2 different places is a scientific miracle in the Quran, or something. But no, that's probably not it. That's a bit silly. Because it assumes your argument might be that good.
There's a big difference between being a believer and being a non-believer.
I don't know, that's a pretty outrageous claim. I think you might have to provide some evidence for that one. By the way, the name of this video is The Key Differences Between Atheists and Believing People. I haven't actually seen this whole video. How much do you want to bet that the key difference between atheists and believing people isn't belief?
I know we share, human beings share similar ideals and similar moral code.
You just stated outright that not only do atheists have a moral code, but it's similar to your moral code. In other words, you don't think an atheist's moral code is automatically complete shit just because they're an atheist. I never would have expected that from you, honestly, especially after that last video when you said that the only time an atheist might seem to be a good person is if they're faking it. That's actually further than a lot of believers will go, so I guess congratulations on not being quite as ignorant as that. It's better than nothing, I guess.
And it's a similar way of life. We're all working and we do similar things in life.
You shut your mouth, motherfucker, you don't know me. In my free time, between yelling at idiots on the internet, I like to host these lovely little sorcery parties where my friends and I all get together and torture and burn Qurans. It's really not very good entertainment, and at the end of the party we all look at each other and go, why are we doing this again? This seems kind of pointless, and we're kind of just playing into the Muslims' preconceptions of us. But of course we're just stupid atheists, so we just shrug and go about our days and do it again the next week. Hey, don't judge me on the basis of my religion, man. It works for us. You have to respect that.
But essentially, a person who believes in God is going to be very different to a person who doesn't believe.
Well, that's a pretty general statement there. I mean, you're not talking about a Muslim versus an atheist or a Christian versus an atheist. You're just talking about some theist versus an atheist, which doesn't necessarily make them that different at all, other than the fact that they believe something an atheist doesn't. But it's possible I've missed something, so please, do go ahead. Why is a theist necessarily very different from an atheist?
Because a person who doesn't believe is not worshipping a higher deity.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Wow, never thought about it that way before. Is that it then? I mean, that's not much of a difference, really, is it? And not even every theist worships a god, so the fact that an atheist doesn't really make them inherently different from a theist.
He's not in a state of worship to this higher form of being, which makes, which has a big impact on a person. It makes him, it makes him more concaved and a more insular kind of person.
Is this the Muslim version of the friendless neckbeard atheist stereotype?
But if I worship a god, it's like I'm giving my worship, it's like I'm worshipping him.
You know, normally I like to disagree a little bit more with the subjects of my videos, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to agree on this point. It's true, when you worship a god, it really is like you're worshipping him.
That makes me more humble as a person.
Think you're really righteous? Think you're pure in heart? Well, I know I'm a million times as humble as thou art.
Oh, great and magnificent humbleness of YouTube! Teach me the glory of your humble ways! I want to be so humble that I'll make all my friends feel bad when I brag to them how much more humble than them I am. Teach me, oh great one!
I acknowledge there's someone more supreme than me.
Am I supposed to repeat after you? I guess so. I acknowledge that there is someone more supreme than me. Maybe the people on the Supreme Court, I don't know.
Someone more powerful than me.
I acknowledge that there is someone more powerful than me. Pretty much everyone, unfortunately.
Someone that could correct. Someone that could shape my life and the events to come in the future.
I acknowledge that there is someone that could correct and... what was it again?
Shape my life and the events to come in the future.
And shape my life and the events to come in the future. My boss. At Walmart. Where I don't work anymore. Oh my god! I've just realized There is nobody that can correct and shape the events that are to come in the future, because I don't work at Walmart anymore! I am God!
So, in this video, I'm just going to talk about what Muslims, what believers in this video. So I'm going to talk about what,
It's okay, pal. It's okay. Just calm down. Take a deep breath. Learn how to use a fucking editor so you can cut this part out, and tell me what you're going to talk about in this video that you're already more than 10% of the way through.
The key differences in believing in God and not believing in God.
Didn't you just do that? I don't know why I'm doing you again. You're the lowest hanging fruit I've ever seen, I think.
The number one is belief is light. If you believe in God, everything's more colorful.
No, if I color correct you, everything's more colorful. Look, I'll do it right now.
If you believe in God, it runs through your soul and you feel much more alive and fresh.
Oh god, dude, you could have just stopped it alive. Come on. Now I've got feminine hygiene jokes running through my head. You should be ashamed of yourself for what you've done, mister.
There's a hadith of the Prophet Muhammad, I'm a Muslim.
I'm a Muslim? Is that the phrase? I always thought it was sallallahu alayhi wasallam. I'm glad to be corrected by a real Muslim on that, though. I wouldn't want to offend the Prophet Muhammad. I'm a Muslim.
So there's a hadith where he says that the difference between a person who believes and doesn't is the person who doesn't believe is like a bark of a tree, and it's so stiff and narrow and it's waiting to be chopped down.
I know what you mean, but in the current political climate, do you really want to talk about non-believers waiting to be chopped down?
But a believer is like a leaf on a tree, and it keeps on replenishing, and the leaf keeps on growing and replenishing, which shows you the differences.
No, it doesn't show you anything about either of those two groups. Interacting with people would do that. What it shows you is Muhammad's opinion. And frankly, the opinions of some primitive asshole don't really carry a lot of weight with me. I mean, not to be a dick about it or anything.
Believers are, we've got that degree of patience and that degree of life, and we can keep replenishing. It's like if I sin in life, all I have to do is ask forgiveness from God, and He can forgive me, and I'm replenished.
Frankly, man, the only sins that are, how do I put this? Real, are the ones that affect other people. Even then, sin isn't the right word, but we all know what we mean when we say it. You don't need to ask for forgiveness if you're not doing harm to someone else. I don't understand this forgiveness fetish. Maybe it's the Muslim expression of the same feeling that some guys get out by going to a dominatrix to get spanked, I don't know. But it's weird, and it's creepy. Cut it out. If you do something wrong to another person, then sure, ask for forgiveness, but ask for forgiveness from that person. Maybe do something to make it up to them. There you go. Don't just run squealing to God like a toddler. Oh God, I put my sister's Barbie in the fire! And now I feel really bad about it. Can you say it's all okay? Fuck you religious dicks. Deal with your problems like adults.
If I believe in God, it's like He knows your intentions. I'm replenished. But if you don't believe in God, there's going to be no one there to acknowledge your intentions, acknowledge your sincerity, acknowledge your just whatever you're doing in life.
Regardless of whether you believe in God, there are people there to do that for you. And regardless of whether you believe in God, there's no God to do that for you. Deal with it.
And that makes a person susceptible to outbursts of anger.
Where do I even start trying to unravel the psychology behind that? So, if you don't have someone to acknowledge your intentions, acknowledge your sincerity, and acknowledge the things that you do in the world, you're prone to outbursts of anger, are you? You sound like a very lonely person. Personally, my family and friends, primarily my wife, does that for me. Do you need a friend, Abu Baker? I might sound like an asshole troll, because your video is fucking stupid, and I'm not gonna pretend your video's not fucking stupid. But I will be your friend. All you have to do is ask. You don't need to make up imaginary friends to do that for you, okay? You get a real one right here.
Anyone can try to be a good person or show they are to people outside, but it's when you're afflicted by hardship and pain, then what happens is You got these examples in America where people kill like 20, 30 people on a school campus. That's what happens if you don't believe in God.
Hey, Yahweh. Hey! Long time no see. Yeah, sure. Do you know Abu Bakr Siddiq debunks? No. I know Abu Bakr Siddiq debunks. Yeah, that guy. Anyway, he says that if you don't believe in God, you're gonna shoot up a school. Wow. That is fucking stupid. I know, right? You want me to smite him? Hell yeah, I want you to smite him. Sorry, you already got your one smiting. Oh, fuck you, man. Who do you think you are? I'm God. Oh, yeah. Look, I'm not gonna take you by the hand and walk you through global statistics on this. Might do that in a different video, but that's not what this video is for. This is supposed to be for fun. What I will do, though, is kindly suggest that simply making the argument that atheism makes you kill people is self-defeating. When you suggest that when atheists kill 20 or 30 people, it's because they're atheists, your audience might start to wonder if when Muslims kill way more people over the same time span in raw numbers and per capita, it's because they're Muslims. And then they might think, if being an atheist makes you so much more violent, why are Muslims so much more violent than atheists on average? And then they might think it was a little bit weird that you brought up the subject at all. Okay, next thing, come on.
You're gonna lash out because you've not got that protection of something who knows your intention, of someone who knows what you're thinking and how you feel inside.
So I'm gonna get angry and lash out because I don't have thought police? No, I'm actually quite content not having thought police. But if someone read my mind all the time and told me what I had to think, I'm pretty sure I would kill someone, though. Although they'd probably arrest me before I could.
And as a believer, we believe that in the next life, God will give us, God will know everything that we went through. And that's quite comforting, don't you think?
That's creepy, man. You're some kind of weird exhibitionist. Yeah, I want you to watch. I want you to know everything that I did. I mean, I don't even understand what's supposed to be comforting about this. Why would you feel comfortable under a system like that? If you really like that, move to some absolute totalitarian state. The kind where they have fucking video cameras in your house. I mean, if you find it so comforting, what's the problem? And also, in that case, why do Muslims bitch when they monitor their mosques? They should be happy. It's comforting.
It's not so it's not depressing. It's being a believer. It's a very happy existence.
Are you doing okay, pal? It's just, it sounds a little bit like you're trying to talk yourself into being happy here. Which, don't get me wrong, that's a good thing, but at some point you got to admit to yourself that something's not quite right. Like I said, you got a friend in me, if you need one.
I've seen so many atheist videos where, they purport to be happy, but they look miserable inside.
I've seen so many Muslim videos where they purport to be happy, but they look miserable inside. But me, I'm so happy. I love my life.
It's not about how they look, but I can tell they're miserable.
I might be a complete social retard, but I would peg you for being right on the verge of suicide, frankly. So please, improve my understanding. How exactly do you identify that someone is miserable?
That guy, have you seen him? The Incredible Atheist?
Yeah, I think I have. It's this guy, right?
He just wants to smash the camera with us.
Yeah, I know, the Incredible Atheist's always like, "Atheist, smash!"
Say, I am fed up of life. Like, there is no point in existing.
I know, right? And he takes so many resources to sustain his pointless existence. You gonna do something about it, Abu Bakr?
And that's exactly what it is. If you believe in God, there's a reason to exist.
Yeah, your existence is so much more interesting than his. The entire reason you think you exist is to sit there saying, "I believe in God. By the way, I believe in God. I would just like to remind everyone, in case anyone's forgot, I believe in God. God, I believe in you. Remember that. Don't forget that. But I'm going to tell you one more time, okay? Just one more time. I believe in you. Okay? Cool, but I just want to make it crystal clear, I believe...
Existence is a blessing. Existence could lead to paradise. It could lead to something much more better than what we have right now.
So what that sounds like to me is that your existence is so terrible right now that you find it worth spending significant amounts of time sitting around hoping that at least it gets better once you die. Listen, bud, if you need it, I can give you the number for a 24/7 helpline. They can talk you down. Just give them a call, just give them a chance. Just do it for me, okay? Friend?
Atheists can never relate with that.
That's right, because we're happier than you are. Life is a pretty incredible thing, and you only know for certain that you're gonna get it once. And you're sitting there miserable through the whole thing in hopes that at the end maybe you'll win the happiness lottery and finally go to a beautiful place where everyone feels great all the time. What a sad, depressing existence.
Atheists can never relate with that feeling of paradise.
You can't relate with a feeling of paradise either. You're not in the paradise that you were promised. Relate to the feeling of here. Seriously, come on in, the water's great.
That thought in itself can give a person so much hope, even if it's hit the floor, even if it's not doing well in life or anything. That thought can carry a person throughout his whole life. Just imagine that, you know. That's how strong belief, and that's what kind of effect it can have on a person.
Life is shit, but at least when I'm dead it'll be good. Seriously, man, listen to yourself. I've never heard anyone sound that goth.
We're just like you, really, except that we listen to Cradle of Filth.
And God says in the Quran that there's a verse where God says if a person doesn't believe in God or doesn't worship Him, he will have a depressed life.
No, he says that he's going to torture those people forever with fire. Over and over and over for hundreds of pages. And then he goes on and on and on about, well, maybe they have a good life now, but you just wait. You just wait, believers. Your life might be shit right now, but you're gonna get those beautiful gardens in the future. And those other guys are gonna get infinitely more punishment than they ever did anything to deserve, so feel happy about that, guys. I'm glad you endorsed my book about it.
Look at these atheists on these videos. They look dark.
Are you seriously gonna sit there and call the incredible atheist darker than you?
They look down, depressed. They look like they've got no life inside them.
Well, you know, normally I wouldn't pay too much attention to that kind of a criticism, but considering that the liveliest YouTuber on YouTube just told me that, I might have some reevaluation to do.
That's all you get to get that life into your body. All you have to do is believe in God.
Cocaine will do a good job of it too, but I'd recommend you stay away from both.
And if you look at all these atheists, these personalities on YouTube, and if you look at the logos and banners that they put up on their homepage, they're always very dark, and you know, the color's always black.
I know, those atheists love black. Muslims hate it, obviously, because black stuff is evil. For example, here's the Incredible Atheist banner, and here's mine, and here's yours. Yours is blinding, man. It's like looking straight into the sun. I didn't even think they sold monitors that could display colors that bright.
And there's a reason for this. Atheism is darkness.
You know, I've been around for a long time. I've been watching YouTube videos for 5 years. I've been making them for about 4.5. A great majority of them on the subject of atheism and religion. I've heard most of the arguments that are out there. But you've just presented me with one I've never heard before. The argument from Channel Header. I think I'm going to start using that against people when they try to argue against me. I'm going to say, well, your argument is compelling and all, but I looked at your channel header and it had black in it. Therefore, whatever you're arguing for is darkness, and I choose not to believe it.
Another reason to believe in God. Another reason, there's another difference between atheists and believers is that atheists they put all the eggs in this basket in this life, and that's a very narrow way of looking at things.
I guess it's time to put my eggs in my basket. Okay, here we go. 1 egg in the basket, 2 eggs in the basket, 3... Wait a minute. Why am I putting all my eggs in one basket? This seems like a really narrow-minded way of looking at this. That's better. I can't believe I was so narrow-minded.
I mean, really, who cares? Who cares if I sin? Who cares if I treat a person badly? Who cares if I go on child pornography or whatever? I mean, who really cares, you know?
I care. What am I, and everyone else? Chopped liver?
I've done it in the comfort of my own room. I mean, no one saw me.
Holy shit, seriously? You're probably on some FBI watch list now.
No one's gonna do anything to me. I mean, who cares?
No one's gonna do anything to you for watching child porn? You know, not to sound like I'm trying to help pedophiles or anything, but if you're watching child porn and you're not feeling nervous that someone's gonna catch you, they're probably gonna catch you. And believe me, they will do things to you.
That's the kind of attitude that you can develop quite quickly if you're an atheist.
I guess, maybe, if you're an astonishingly stupid atheist, you're running around watching fucking child porn and thinking nothing bad's ever gonna happen to you as a result of any of it. Yeah, we as a society have got pretty efficient at sorting that kind of thing out. And the funny thing is, when we sort it out, plenty of the culprits are religious. So what does that tell you? Well, it tells you that either their religion promotes it or doesn't prohibit it. By the way, Muhammad fucked a 9-year-old. Or they found some way to justify it, or they do it and feel horribly guilty about it, or they have some cognitive dissonance that allows them to not feel guilty about it while still knowing that it's wrong. There's your options. So for example, with the massive uptick in crime in Europe with the refugees, it's probably one of those. Take your pick. Anyway, pal, I think we're gonna have to wrap it up here. It's a beautiful sunny day outside. I'm thinking I might take baby Elzebub to the park, maybe take her down the slide. I'd say I'd catch some rays too, catch a tan, but as a trans Muslim, I kind of have to keep this niqab on. But I would if I could.
Come to the light.
Yeah, that's what I just said I was gonna do. You know you're welcome to join us if you want to, right? It'd be good for you to get out of your house and away from your broom. It looks kind of dark in there and lonely. You stay safe, okay? Alright folks, here I am outside, so just before I go to the park, I have a few more things to tell you. Number one, why don't you subscribe to this channel, because I got a ton more content coming your way in the future. And let me tell you why, because it's pretty awesome. So, thanks to all of you, my subscribers, my viewers, my Patreon supporters, I've got to the point where I can dedicate time to YouTube as a part-time job. And so that's what I'm doing. Evenings, weekends, I'll be working on videos. No more of this slacker bullshit. And if you'd like to see this channel get to the point where I can make even more and better videos, be sure to share this video around and thumb it up, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you'd like to do even more to support this channel, you can set up a recurring donation through Patreon, or you can send a one-time donation through PayPal. These incredible people that you're looking at on the screen are the people who support me at $10 or more. And the people you're looking at now are the people who support me at $5 or more, but less than $10. Every single donation to this channel is massively appreciated. You have no idea how helpful it is. And yeah, thanks to all of you, including the people who aren't shown on these lists because they pledge less than $5. Every cent is appreciated. Thank you. Now, I get fan art sometimes, and I really like a lot of it, so I'm gonna use it in my videos sometimes. If you want to send me fan art, you can do so on Twitter or Facebook. On Twitter, you can use the hashtag LogicDart, and while you're at it, why don't you follow me in both places for updates? You'll find the links for everything right there in the description. I think that's it. Let's go to the outro.